In spring of 2023, I co-taught a course called Social Geography with Tommy Noonan and a bunch of collaborators through Culture Mill. The course focused on social geography, but we were especially interested in the cultural landscapes of our campus. The class was a collaboration based on a long-term friendship that I have with the founders of Culture Mill, Tommy Noonan and Olson. We collaborated with them, and we also collaborated with the Marion Cheek Jackson Center in Chapel Hill, which is an education social justice center dedicated to the Black communities of Chapel Hill. Marion Cheek Jackson Center has been collecting oral histories from all of the mason and stone workers, brick masons that used to live in our neighborhoods, who built the majority of the brick and stone homes that you see all around Chapel Hill. Our class assisted in transcribing those oral histories, and in so doing, we're able to identify and select some of the really compelling and fascinating oral histories that are told by our community members, and that really changed the way that we thought about our campus. It changed how we looked at the stone walls. We became a little more adept at recognizing one style versus another. I think the thing that this mode of work lends to academia is a playfulness and a creativity that sometimes we don't have opportunities to really enact. We had quite a lot of readings then that were offered by Tommy and Marielle on somatics and somatic practices. As I said to my students, it's the first time I've ever laid on the floor during my class. We were very fortunate that Culture Mill had already been participating with Southern Futures, Carolina Performing Arts, and the Eclipse cohort. There were so many benefits from bringing together artists and students. We had an international student, for instance, who was in his first year on campus. This history hit him very hard. He didn't know coming to UNC that the campus was partly constructed by enslaved people. He knew very little about the history of race, racism, and white supremacy in Chapel Hill until he took this class. And I found that the combination of working with artists and working through somatic practice really helped him be able to deal with that piece of learning in a different kind of way than if we had treated it just in a very scholarly manner. The old well is a symbol of the university. Originally, the old well was for gathering water, and that water was oftentimes gathered by enslaved Black people. So the old well became a focal point for us. In trying to design something that would be open, we came up with a walk, basically a circling practice at the old well. It was probably the most contemplative experience I've had at UNC. I think the most important pedagogical outcome of this class is understanding that in order to truly engage with community, you have to begin to understand teaching as also being a relationship. It takes patience, not always knowing what the outcome will be, and I think that was the hardest thing for the students. We have this general outline. We don't know what the final output will be, but we have this amazing relationship that we're beginning to build.